guys, this is Orsi and this is going to be a little first impression of the new Buffy the Vampire Slayer deck. I'm home because I'm sick, but you know, a good thing is that besides resting, I can do this video because I'm not coming home in the darkness. So we have sunshine, but you know, I don't mind, even though vampires evaporate when the sunshine hits them. But you know, what else? So I was waiting for this deck. I pre-ordered the UK edition, the US version, which is the Insight edition. This one is by Titan Books. I'm assuming that it's the same company, just you know, in a different country. At least that's what I'm guessing, but you know, that's just a guess. So the US version is still up for pre-order, if I'm correct. I mean, last time I checked. So at least on Book Depository. So I don't know, you know, about other cases or other sites. The deck was the guidebook written by Casey Gilly, and it was illustrated by Carl James Mountford. And this is how it looks. I don't know where the purple, this lavendery purple, came from. I was thinking about, you know, if there's a specific color that I would say, but blood red. Besides blood red, I don't think there's any color, and especially not lavender, that comes to mind, that you know, connects to the word. But to be honest, it's not bad. I mean, I love the color. This used to be my hair color, so it makes me really want to get my hair back to lavender again. But this is the inside. And then we have the guidebook and then the books. So if any of you have the horror tarot, then you know the card stock. It's the exact same setup with the box, which you know, it's not glued down, so you can remove it, but then the cards will move around. But until I make a bag for it, it will live in the box anyway. We have the guidebook. I posted, of course, a flip through, so if you just want to see the cards, go ahead and check it. I went through the deck because I was curious to, for some reason, the court cards are at the beginning of each suit, and I you know, I need my specific order with the minors, so I rearranged the deck. But happy to report that it's a fully illustrated deck. It's not peevish in the sense that it's just how the supernatural deck was. So it's a very good one. Just by the first look and first walkthrough of for myself, this is a good deck. I'm very, very pleased with it. That's the Too Long Didn't Read version. And now the suit names are changed. We have stakes, chalices, sides, and pentacles. The stakes are the wands, which, okay, maybe not that, you know, not that big of a change because wand, like a piece of wood. Chalices, obviously. The cups, the sides are the swords. They could have kept swords, I think, because, you know, Buffy had a sword that she used regularly, but I understand. And pentacles are pentacles. We have, I think, yes, a table of content. And then, interestingly, you know, the how to read tarot is at the back of the book. Okay, you have a fully illustrated card, so you know, if something happens with your original, you can just copy paste it. That could be useful. I don't know. And there's always the character's name, at least with the majors. Let's see, the gentleman. Yeah, not with the minors, but I hope the sun is not too annoying. But to be honest, I didn't want to get rid of it because I've missed the sun so much. Yeah, because this is Buffy, but yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, they don't mention it's Buffy, but Interesting. Oh, it's too bad. I mean, I 99% of the time I know who's on the card. Other time I would just have to check, but it would have been nice to at least mention, you know, like Three of Cups, you know, like Willow, Cinder, and Buffy, which is cool. Okay, so yeah, these are the cards, which I think just by the first look at it, they were very well chosen. So I'm very, very pleased with this deck. I'm much more happier than, you know, than I'm with Supernatural. So please, can we get a reissue of the Supernatural deck in a similar format? Because please. Okay, preparing how to read it, blah, 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 I don't care. I mean, if you care, you care, I just don't. And then we have spreads. The spreads is, the first one is the nice to meet you. The first one is what are, it's an interview deck, spread kind of way. What are these deck strengths? I will do this at the end. What type of readings will be most effective with this deck? What type of questions might this deck have difficulties with? And how can I get the most out of my relationship with tarot in general and this deck in particular? Okay. Okay, thanks, phone. And then let's get rid of the voice. And then we have the Prophecy Girl. It's for the future, for the next 6 months. And then a World Without Shrimp. And then the 5x5. I mean, I'm so happy by the 5x5 just for the name. I think that's just so cool. So, you know, it was made by someone who knows Buffy and knows it well. Interestingly, because, you know, the author wrote the My Little Pony Generations and Star Wars Adventures, which is so interesting. But she looks to be an in-house big tarot deck or guidebook creator for Insight editions, because most of the decks that I have, she was the author on them. So that's the guidebook. It looks really nice. And looks useful. And then we have the cards. I'm not gonna show you all because I have the flip through. The card stock is not bad. I mean, the Horror Tarot has this. It feels flimsier, to be honest, than a regular one. But I think these are good for riffle shuffling decks. So it's not necessarily a bad one. It's a very springy one. I think these are just a bit, it must be Llewellyn size, a little bit less or shorter, I think, than a regular size, but I don't even know. I have the Supernatural, okay, exact, a little bigger, interesting, a little bigger and wider than the Supernatural Tarot. So if you have the Supernatural Tarot, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, then I'm really sorry, because that was absolutely useless for you. But, I mean, I have the Wildwood here as well. The Wildwood is, maybe most of the people have that, so it could be useful, because I'm doing the Wildwood study for this year. So it's the exact same size, so maybe standard tarot deck size after all. And obviously a little less or thinner than the Wildwood. So if you have either of these decks, then you know the size. If you don't, check out the description for the deck on pages like the Amazon. Oh, what did I do? Because they always like describe stuff. So what's interesting is, you know, there's this border, which I don't mind, to be honest. You can get rid of it if you want to, but I just wanted to show that there are different ones for some of them. Like the Chariot is Cordelia, obviously, with the sports car. And this one has a brownish dried blood color. The Fool with Xander, it has a purple one. Most of the first ones have the purple one. The purple is the most common one, but we have this dark brownish red and then a little lighter one, so it's interesting that there are different colors for each background. I don't know if if it means anything, to be honest, or they were just chosen aesthetically, because I don't really see why they were chosen. I mean, I don't see right now any common dominator in them. There are whiter ones in the minors, like yellow, and almost it's like a creamy white. So yeah, just interesting. So if you're bothered by that, you can remove the borders and then you will have a less dominated card, because I think the borders colors can be very dominating. I don't even know. I'm not. I mean, I'm not bothered by it at all, and it can maybe make things interesting on the table. But let's see how it shuffles. I mean, I'm not a big riffle shuffler, but this one shuffles really well. And if you're not like me, you can bridge it back as well. So, but I'm not gonna pretend that, oh, I'm just, I'm a great shuffler and I just do it off camera. No. I don't shuffle easily on camera, off camera. I have tiny hands. That's my excuse forever and ever. And I will have to put everything back together for the flip through to film. So please appreciate my effort. Yeah. For a second, I felt like I will be able to bridge it back so I can show it to you, but no. So let's try that spread from the, not the prophecy one, but the nice to meet you. Let's do the interview spread. There's a line, but it's a very strongly colored deck. I mean, usually red and purple in this combination is a bit too much for me. So I'm not saying that this is absolutely my all-time favorite color combination. I think some earthly elements, colors maybe would have suited the theme better. But, I'm not really complaining because I love purple. So we're gonna do the nice to meet you spread, and I don't think I'm gonna wait for jumpers as per usual, because I don't think I managed to shuffle it well enough. So we're gonna just do one from here, one from here, and then this one, and let's do this one. Okay, so the first one is, what are these decks' strengths? And we have the Emperor and the Buffy. I would say that this deck can be very grounded, much more grounded than you would expect from a fan deck, so to speak. And it very well knows its place in the world and in my collection, knows what it can do, and it's a very reliable deck, which I appreciate. The second one is what types of readings will be most effective with this deck, and we have the King of Chalices and the Giles in the magic shop, dressed up as a wizard. So I'm assuming it's Halloween. King of Chalices. So what was the question? What type of readings? Interesting. So matters of the heart, but not in a like in a surface level way, but when I want to deal with deep emotional things, this deck can help me with that, especially in a way that it shows the lighter side of things, because if you think about Giles dressing up as a wizard, he wasn't trying to be very serious at all. But there are hidden dangers there, because if you remember, I just recently rewatched, still haven't finished it, but I recently rewatched Buffy and Angel, so which was a good idea, because now I know a lot more, and I get back and I can use it. So I get back from the images a lot more nuanced information than without that. So if you haven't watched Buffy for a while, I highly recommend rewatching it. So, there's a danger lurking in the background. So it's kind of maybe there's a warning kind of way as well, that don't ask questions you don't want to know the answers to, which I appreciate. And then the third one is, what type of questions might this deck have difficulties with? And we have the Ace of Scythes, and the Scythes are the Ace of Swords, so the realm of the mind, logic, which is very interesting because I live there. So we don't speak the same language then. But I appreciate that the strength is exactly the opposite, like the emotions, and then what it struggles with is logic. That makes sense. And how can I get the most out of my relationship with tarot in general and this deck in particular? And we have the Star. So staying hopeful that this deck will work, definitely. Being optimistic, and because the Star comes after the Tower, which this deck has a great Tower card, by the way. While I'm trying to figure out how to say what I want to say, I'm gonna show you the Tower, because oh my god, that's just so good. So what I'm trying to say is the Star comes after the Tower, so it's not an easily earned, let's start believing things again. It's not like, oh, everything is fine, and I can easily believe that things will get better in the future. No, it's the opposite. As it's the learning from experiences and believing in something better, and using tarot and knowing that tarot in general can be useful for me, because I went through places and phases of life where I either didn't have tarot or I couldn't use it. And look at the Tower. It's the Tower that Glory is building, where Dawn was supposed to be sacrificed, where Buffy jumped. And I think it's just brilliant, with everything that it means. So I'm so grateful. Whoever put together, I mean, obviously we have the names, but I don't know who exactly were responsible for choosing the cards, because like the minors are very well chosen, in my opinion. They are good characters for cards, so I'm just happy. I'm so much happier than I expected it to be. And it looks like that we're gonna, I'm gonna put away the Tower, and look at that, Two of Swords with Ben. I mean, oh god, for decision, Ben is perfect. Okay, so, highly recommend, like I said, to rewatch Buffy, because if I didn't, I wouldn't remember half of these characters, and then I would be lost, as in, who is who, why is this demon here, because he's Anya's friend, from the wedding and stuff like that. So it's just good if you watch it, because unfortunately, I mean, okay, Robin is mentioned here. okay. I mean, names are mentioned, at least for the court cards, but not necessarily for others. Okay. Oh, okay, whatever. I don't know what meant to say, but I think it's a good deck. I'm so happy that I have it, and I'm sure that I will be able to use it as well. And if you didn't watch Buffy, I still think that you can, buy the deck if you like the artwork, because it's a typical RWS deck, so you don't have to know the TV show to know what the star mean or what the ace of swords mean. If you know those, you can use the deck. But it's extra good thing that Inside Edition really are getting better with fan decks, because this one is actually really good. So yes, I'm so pleased, and please make a second edition from Supernatural Tarot, because I really want to love that as much as I did this one. Okay, thank you so much guys for being here. Please hit that like button and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye.